Right, hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. Busy week this week. We've been plastering, we've been painting, I've been replacing handles on doors because we want different handles. Generally speaking, there's been a lot of activity this week. Oh, that was held on with one screw. Okay, so let me try to explain what we're doing and why we're doing it. So these are the existing handles that we've got on the doors. These are incredibly common in Spain. I half suspect these actually come attached to the doors already. I think I've already explained that the doors come with the frames already on and they all just go in together. We don't want these kind of handles because we've got these handles in our current house and the dogs have literally, the dogs have broken the springs inside them by bashing them. They can open these doors. They just jump up and put their paw on and they open the doors. So we want to replace them with round handles. Round handles when you've got dogs, if anyone has dogs, they will understand. Much better. Problem is, so the problem we have isn't the handle, it's this mechanism. Because if I get the previous one, this is the mechanism that goes on the previous one and the new one. So you can see quite a bit longer, which means that it wants to be inside of this piece of frame here in order for the handle to actually go on. So what I need to do is cut where it needs to be. I need to drill through the hole in the door a bit further, and I need to cut a semicircle in this wood to allow the handle to sit in place. Once I've done that, filled it with a bit of wood filler, sanded it down, it will look great. I'm very confident it'll look very good. But let's take this panel off, then drill that hole through, and then we have to cut a section out of the door here. Doesn't affect the integrity of the door, it's still very strong. We just need to have the space because these handles the screws go through these holes, the holes on the front, which just makes it lock in a lot better. So to drill a hole, I need to use this bit. However, this bit isn't long enough because it needs to literally come all the way through here. So once I've gone through most of the way with this one, I'll use that one to go the rest of the way because obviously it's longer. And that will then give me that I need. And then I need to chop this out in order that all the holes on this are visible to be able to actually put the handle on.
What the hell?
I immediately regret this decision.
I lost you then, sorry about that. That piece there now goes in, and that then leaves that accessible, this accessible, and that accessible for the handle. So you're going to be looking at that and thinking, did I just literally with my mouth take a bite out of that? No, I used a reciprocating saw, which is definitely not the tool to do this. However, I don't have a jigsaw. Or should I say, I don't have a jigsaw that works. My jigsaw broke. But what that's done is, it's given me a perfect cutout for around the handle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit of a sand, curve this edge a bit so it matches a little bit of this, not perfectly, but it matches a bit. Then I'm going to fill this with a little bit of wood filler just to get rid of these little crevices, sand that, and then I bet you that will look fantastic. So now I need to leave that to dry. It looks a mess at the minute, but once it's dry and sanded back, it'll look fantastic and it'll fit. I don't want to push it too close because it'll hit the wet filler. But once that's sanded and once it's dry and sanded, it'll fit that space absolutely perfectly. So I just need to leave that now to dry. So this is now dried. It's nice and hard now. I can sand this off now. So just give this a light sanding.
So anything that isn't good enough for charity, or I don't think that charity shops will take, but it's too good to throw away, what I'm going to do is, well, I've filled the car, I'm going to take it and put it by the bins. So over here we don't get our bins collected from our house. We have to take our rubbish to the bins. And what people generally do is pop things like a plate rack that we have no use for, but someone might want it. So I'm going to go and take those now, and hopefully the stuff will find a good home. So today I'm going to start tackling my sunbeam room. So I'm a dog trainer, and this is going to be my room where I'm going to keep all of my kit, all the dog treats, basically anything dog related. It's going to go in here. Already taken off the door because that needs planing at the bottom because it's catching on the door, and fixing up and cleaning. So I'm going to get this cleared and then take it from there. Yep. Little family of geckos. Well, Yoko's here. She's too old to worry about geckos. Now we can see what we've got to play with. There's obviously damp coming in here as well.
Let's try that, see how that does. Right. So we've had a slight change of plan. This room was going to be Sam's storage room for her business. She's a dog trainer, she has all sorts of dog training stuff, and this was going to be a storage room. We've had a think about it, and I'm going to have this as my studio, purely as my studio, nothing else is going to be in here. So it's quite a decent size, it's difficult to tell. It's got a slightly dodgy bulb at the moment. It's a daylight bulb, but it's slightly dodgy electrics. Got a window, and then the door. So it's not a huge room. I put the measurements on the screen because I can't remember what they are, but it is plenty big enough for a studio. So yeah, I quite enjoy having this space. It's now all decorated, it's all clean. I do need to put the door back up, but I need to finish the door. And then yeah, studio. Yeah. So the lock for here is seized up completely, you couldn't use it. So we've gone out and bought a brand new lock. So I need to drill out that hole, this hole a bit bigger, which should be interesting, in order for that to fit through, in order to then apply the lock. But once that's done, it should be fairly straightforward. If there was ever famous last words, me saying that should be straightforward, top of the list.
Testing out the new lock.
It's fully secure. Okay, checking it out first. The insects invite themselves in.
Looking good. Let's lock it up. Not fixed. I'm gonna move.
You gonna move the ladder?
For once, Nick was right. Doesn't happen very often.
Happens more than you think. I just give in.
So today's job was to tidy this area for a dinner party that we are having tonight. Dinner party. We're having people around for tea. Makes us sound posh, not posh. And then somehow I've ended up taking half the ceiling down and covering the floor with broken plaster. So
I told you, she can't help herself. She just likes to demolish things. It doesn't matter when, where, how.
yep, it's my favourite thing.
Yeah, sometimes the logic doesn't make sense.
You explore, you're going to be exhausted, which is good because that means that you're just.
It needs like pots and plants and roads.
Are you going to play?
The thing we didn't particularly
You're going to have a play, having a Podenco off. You're having a Podenco off. Yeah. You get him. Go get him. Go on, get him. Get him.
5 acres, you know.
Get him. Good boy, Felice. Get him, Trip.
Yeah, maybe we have the same, but I think in reality we have like 7.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. I think we figured out where our actual borders are.
we've had the property around.
Yeah.
So there's some of it.
I don't think he wants you doing that.
I think that we're.
What are you doing, Baba? You're not trapped.
Oh, so cute.
Are you trapped?
Apparently this will.
So I'm just doing the cleaning, ready so Nick can paint in here in our bedroom. And I've just realised that we're going to have the bed here. That is the plan. However, there are no plug sockets on this side of the bedroom. No hidden ones. In fact, I can only see one plug socket in the entire room. So there is an access point up here, but that's obviously something that we will have to get an electrician in to look at. So, getting there. Top of these a little better. Obviously they were covered in dust. Oh, let's not fall over. So Nick is busy painting in the bedroom. So I'll just see how far he's got. Cracking on with the ceiling.
These are wonderful, the shoulders.
I'm gonna say it's your shoulder workout. Why I can't do it. Maybe we open the window to let the fumes out a bit.
Warm air does rise.
Yeah, no, I was thinking more about the paint fumes.
I mean high. I'm kind of melting a little bit.
Right, I'll come back in a bit and check on you. So I am just back from taking the stuff to the bins. So I'm going to go and see how Nick is getting on with the painting. Oh, cool. Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Fumigation.
I'll open the windows once.
In this window.
That's this bit.
Cool.
I hate these beams. Painting a ceiling is super easy when it's just a flat ceiling because you do the edges and then you run the middle. This is like painting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ceilings because you've got to do the cutting in on 7 ceilings. So that was a nightmare. I'm rolling now, I'm happy.
I'll leave you to that then, shall I?
Yes, please.
Now this room is finished, painted, ready for furniture and our stuff. Obviously the doors are going to be done separately and Nick is just finishing off this door. There is a reason why we have...
I've talked about it.
Oh.
I've talked all around round handles and stuff, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So that's it for this week. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, let us know what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right, what you like, what you don't like. Just tell us in the comments. And next week, here's a little hint of what's going on. Next week is fencing. That's all happening next week in next week's video, and more rooms being finished and hopefully nothing going wrong, but who knows.